Hey guys, so this is just a quick video right here, and I know a lot of you that just really wants to know which phone they want to get and which phone's the best for them, and they don't want to watch a really long video. So here's a quick short video for you guys. Well, it's not gonna be short. I want to go through all of the details, but you can leave this video halfway if you think you know the whole thing, because I'm going to be talking about the important stuff in the beginning. Unlike the other YouTubers, I actually want you guys to know which phone you want to get. Alright, let's get straight into it. So you can see there's three phones right here, the iPhone 11 Pro, 11, and 10R. These are probably the three phones we're looking at right now, because these two are new and the iPhone 10R is very cheap. First, let's talk about the color, because I actually think the iPhone 11 Pro has the best colors because of the new midnight green. Oh, and there's also going to be a point system, which I'm going to be keeping track of points. So if you look at the white for both the iPhone 11 and 10R, you can see they're slightly different, but it's almost the same. As well as the black, they are slightly different, which is okay. The red is also a little washed out on the iPhone 11. So is the yellow, which is unfortunate. I really like the old yellow color. But the iPhone 11 does have two new colors, the purple and the green. I would say the purple can somewhat stand on its own, but the green kind of matches with the blue, which I guess isn't a bad thing. If you're just a normal guy, you would probably go for the white, the black, or the red. I would not consider these three colors, if I'm honest, because I really don't like these. But for the iPhone 10R, you can see the blue is great, the white is great, the black is great, the yellow is great, the coral is great, and the red is great. Okay, I just said so much words, but yeah. So I think I'll give the point of the colors to the iPhone 11 Pro and the iPhone 10R, not the iPhone 11, because what is this? Or yeah, just the red isn't even red. So yeah, 1 point for the iPhone 11 Pro and the iPhone 10R. And if you look at the price, oh no, the iPhone 11 Pro costs $1,000. This one cost $700, which is $300 less. And this one, the iPhone 10R, is $600. These two are good prices. The iPhone 11 Pro it's costing $1,000. If you expect me to say that's a good price, it's not. But I did get one in this color because my iPhone 10 is getting old. So if you like this video, you could press the subscribe button, and my video about me unboxing this will probably be up soon. Here's a quick look, and these are basically the useful features. The screen size on the iPhone 11 Pro is actually the smallest, but it does have the Super Retina XDR display, unlike the Liquid Retina HD display. So I'm going to be giving a point to the iPhone 11 Pro. You might not know what that means, but just trust me when I say it's better. And the texture matte glass finish and stainless steel design beats the normal glass and aluminum, so another point for the iPhone 11 Pro. The iPhone 11 Pro also does have 3 cameras, unlike the 2 or the 1. And they are all 12 megapixels. There's the ultra wide, wide, and telephoto, unlike the wide and ultra wide. And for this one, it's just the wide, which I don't like this one. And don't forget, you only have to add $100 to upgrade from the iPhone 10R to the iPhone 11, which just keep that in mind. There's also going to be a true depth camera on all three phones, but if you look at here, it's only 7 megapixels on the iPhone 10R and 1080p HD and 1080p HD videos, unlike the other two, which is 4K. So a point for each of these two phones. Also Face ID, but this one is Generation 2 and these are Generation 3. But that's really not a big deal because it's basically the same. So yeah. The A13 and A12 chips are also basically the same because Apple's so far ahead of the competition. But the A13 Bionic is basically more power efficient. So if you want longer battery life, which also links to here, you should go for the iPhone 11 Pro and the 11. The iPhone 11 Pro actually has the best upgrade here, so these two combined, I'll give a point to the iPhone 11 Pro. And if you really care about water resistance for some reason, you can submerge the iPhone 11 Pro under 4 meters for up to 30 minutes, unlike the iPhone 11 and 11R, which is 2 or even 1 meter. So a point definitely goes to the iPhone 11 Pro. But to be honest, the iPhone 11 isn't that bad either. But just watch out with the iPhone XR if you are planning to get that one. The capacity is also a big deal. And at first glance, you would think, oh, well, of course, the winner would be the 512GB iPhone 11 Pro. But actually, I don't think so. Because you have to add $150 just to get this one, to get this configuration. And you only have to add like $60 or even $50 to double the 64 to the 128. Yeah, I know that the 256 is more, but honestly, the 128 gigabytes are enough. But yeah, you can live with like 128 gigs. The display is also a big deal. Oh wait, I forgot to give a point. So a point goes to the iPhone 11 and the iPhone XR. So the display is also a big deal. The Super Retina XDR display is found on the iPhone 11 Pro, which is the best. So a point goes to the iPhone 11 Pro, but keep in mind, it's $1,000, $300 more than the iPhone 11. It has a all-screen OLED display, unlike the LCD, and also it's HDR, so it's good. That's what it means. The PPI is 458, unlike the 326. But don't forget, these are all Retina, so you're fine. These are just like raw specs that you can show off to your friends. Now the contrast ratio is 2 million to 1, unlike 1,400 to 1, which is great. So if you really care about those things, that's where you should be looking. Also, haptic touch for all phones. No 3D touch, that's dead, I'm sorry. Also, it's the brightest. Now the design. Of course, matte glass, unlike the aluminum and normal glass, but I've already gave a point to the iPhone 11 Pro for this one. So, size and weight. If you look at the size, the iPhone 11 Pro is the smallest of the iPhone 11 and XR. The width for these are the same. This is also smaller. And the depth. These are like just 0.01 inch thicker, or 2 millimeters thicker than the iPhone 11 Pro, which it's not that much of a big deal. So it's also 188 grams, unlike 194. And these are really heavy phones. You need to hold almost 7 ounces because that's how much they weigh. And splash, water, and dust resistance, these are just the IP ratings. The iPhone XR has the IP67, and these two has the IP68. So the iPhone XR does not get a point there. And the chips, we've already talked about that. The cameras, here's just some specs if you really want to know them. The ultra wide has a f2.4 aperture, the wide is 1.8, and telephoto is 2. And this one only has the wide. This has the wide and the ultra wide without the telephoto. And there's both night mode found on the new iPhone 11 and 11 Pro, but not on the iPhone XR. There's also auto adjustments, which I do not know what that means, but hopefully it's cool. Dual optical image stabilization. This one's just optical. 2 times zooming in, 2 times zooming out, and digital zoom up to 10 times. This is digital zoom up to 5 times, and this doesn't even have zooming out. There's brighter True Tone flash with slow sync, and just things like that. It's not a big deal at all, so don't worry about that. But this is a big deal. High key light mono. This just is like a new setting for cool portrait mode images. This one, the iPhone XR only has natural, studio, and contour, which is enough for most uses, but the high key light mono and stage light mono is pretty cool. Video recording, these are just cool things too. You can pause the video and read these, but it's really not worth the time, to be honest, because they're basically the same. The only main difference right here is the audio zoom isn't available on the XR. So when you zoom in, you don't zoom in on the audio too. The front camera on the iPhone 11 Pro and iPhone 11 is actually better than the back cameras of the iPhone 10, which I know is crazy, but I mean, what are you gonna do about it, right? And yeah, 4K videos at 60 from the front camera itself. I know, it's crazy. Here's the carriers: AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, and Verizon. I don't like any of these, so no comments from me. Cellular and wireless, these are just but these two does have ultra-wideband chip, which if you don't know what that means, it probably doesn't matter to you. Secure authentication, all feature Face ID, which is great. It's the best form of authentication that's out there right now. Apple Pay, they all feature the same Apple Pay, and they all support Apple Card. Video calling is also the same for all of them, as well as audio calling. Audio playback is also a big part of the iPhones. The iPhone XR does not have the support for Dolby Atmos, unlike these two, which I should give a point to, but the clear winner is already the iPhone 11 Pro with all of the features. Video playback, high dynamic range with Dolby Vision, like all of these, but this has high dynamic range and these don't. Siri, it's Siri, you know what that is. Battery and power, we've already talked about it, and included headphones. EarPods with lightning connector for all of these. Yeah, just get yourself some AirPods. I mean, if you want to pick up the iPhone 11, you could get the new leather case, get a pair of AirPods, and that would probably be the same price as the iPhone 11 Pro. And yeah, the sensors are basically the same. The iPhone 11 and iPhone 11 Pro feature the U1 chip, which is, I guess, a sensor, but it doesn't really count. So the connector are all lightning. So yeah, here are the 3 iPhones. I hope this video helped you decide on which one you should get. And if you just don't have enough money, like if you have like $500 and you have to save for like 2 months to get a phone, don't get the iPhone 11 Pro, don't get the iPhone XR. I would recommend the iPhone 11 because of how much features it has over the iPhone XR. That's just $100 more. Yeah, the colors are not good, but go with like the black or the white. The iPhone 11 Pro is for the people who has a little more money and wants to flex with the Illuminati system. So yeah, get the green with the Illuminati system and you should be fine. Yeah, this is the video. You can leave if you want now, but if you don't want to leave right now, you can like subscribe and like the video because that helps. All right. Yeah, this is just the end of the video now, and yeah, bye guys, bye. Why are you still here?